Hey there. You know, when patch 13.1 got released, everyone was happy. We were finally free from the annoying Tom and Jerry meta, and our biggest worry was how do we get rid of the enemy set? Well, this is about to change. There is a comp who's been lying in the background, and it's about to take the spotlight. This comp is the closest we have to an Exodia comp, meaning once you hit it, you will win the game. I'm not exaggerating here. Every time I found the setup, I ran away with the game. I pushed level 9 in stage 4. I usually closed out my games with 1 or more 3-star legendaries, and my opponents, they could pretty much just watch. I did want to make a video about this earlier, but I wanted to see if the patch 13.1c would get rid of it, and now that we have the patch notes, I think it's pretty clear that this won't be the case. Therefore, let me introduce you to the strongest comp you will ever play in set 8, the admin Exodia. But just before we start, why not subscribe to this channel? I promise I'll make more videos. You might know that the admin trait has a few different programs, like receiving a buff every 5 seconds or your units becoming stronger when you kill something. There are definitely very cool admins out there, and I will make videos about them in the future, but right now we want to take a look at the strongest program, an ally unit dying. Here you can receive different effects, like your admin units gaining AP, AD, attack speed, health, or mana. There are a few problems with this program, but the one granting mana is by far the biggest culprit. It is so strong, in fact, that on Thursday, Riot will slash the effect in half from 40 to 20 mana. So why is this so strong? Well, it turns out this admin has a few very interesting interactions. First up, we have Mecha Prime, where you sacrifice 2 of your units at the start of the fight. This means you are down 2 units, which will now feed all of your admin units a total of 80 mana. But why stop here? How about we add a Zoe to the LeBlanc that we are running anyways? This will give us the Hecarim. And why does that matter? Well, it turns out that this horse is considered an ally as well. All we have to do is just put him on the board, don't connect him to anyone, and he will explode at the start of the fight, and now you have an additional 40 mana. Here's a riddle for you. What has 2 thumbs, 120 base mana, and doesn't give a crap? You guessed it, it is Miss Fortune with an admin emblem, who decided she wants to start the fight with full mana and destroy the enemy team. To add insult to injury, this means she can't even get hooked, because she is CC immune while she's casting. If you don't have an admin emblem, you usually resort to LeBlanc and or Soraka carry, since they will pretty much just cast from start to finish, allowing for very little counterplay. Now this is the fun part. Here is what you actually want. Your first admin program has to be based around an ally unit dying, preferably giving you mana. Once you have the first program confirmed, you are looking for admin emblems or augments that help you to reach 4 admins as fast as possible. This is important because with 4 admins this is the first time you can see gold generating programs. So if you see the program giving you a chance to generate gold, you take it, and then the most important conditions have been met. If it didn't show up, usually you try to settle for AP or just mana again, and then you either play the LeBlanc, Soraka or Miss Fortune carry. Now you might ask yourself, why is the gold generating program so powerful? See, when an allied unit is dying, every single admin unit on your board will have a 40% chance at generating 1 gold. If you get all the way up to 6 admin, you are pretty much guaranteed to have a gold drop, and it turns out this can add up. Your core setup will usually involve 4 admins and 3 Mecha Prime with Set as your main frontliner with all of the tank items. Backline items are usually on LeBlanc. You want items like Jeweled Gauntlet, Giant Slayer, Gunblade, and if you don't have the mana admin, you probably also want the blue buff on her. With this setup, you have 2 units dying at the start, with all of your admin units alive, already granting you a large amount of gold. With level 8, or if you have an emblem, you can add Zoe to include the Hecarim to add an additional unit. So right now we have the 2 mechas and the Hecarim dying at the start of the fight. Is there anything else we can add to generate even more gold? And the answer is yes. There is one more interaction in the game you can abuse, and it's the phony frontline. Both target dummies will be treated as allied units, and they will also generate gold for your admin units. And just in case you were wondering, the Zac blobs, the units thrown in by Syndra, or the prankster dummies won't work here. It's only about the Hecarim, the phony frontline, and obviously the mecha sacrifices. So all we have to do now is put everything together, and you just created a setup capable of generating 40 gold or more every single round. You can use this gold to push for more levels, which means more units, which means you generate more gold. You use that gold to buy 3-star legendaries, and you win the game. This setup is ridiculous, and it will likely cause you a major headache in the future, and here's why. You won't see the admin program you were looking for every game. And even if you find the allied unit program, you are not guaranteed to see the gold augment when you find the second part. But what happens if every single player starts checking for these programs? Maybe you as an individual won't be lucky, but when 8 players are looking for it, someone is bound to find it. This will cause this Exodia comp to not show up once every 100 games, but a lot more often than you're comfortable with. And if the player who gets it knows what he's doing, you won't win against him. You know, I just realized I probably shouldn't have made this video. Goodbye.